All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to war number 5. This war was against, I believe they're called e-SQD. So I am on path 9 in section 1. So I got this rogue and then this Nova. So Nova is why I brought Sim Supreme. And then I'm on path 8 in section 2. So there's a man thing. That's why I brought Corvus. Or sorry, that's why I brought Red Hulk. And there's the mini island. I was hoping I'd get the blade fight, but we'll see. So Pete is up there taking that void. So this fight, if you remember last season, I had some issues with a rogue on node 3. She kind of whooped my ass. So for this fight, I actually did not have suicides. I still had my defensive build because it's a lot better for Sim Supreme. I didn't want to change my masteries twice because I was most likely going to have to go no suicides to place, suicides for the first fight, no suicides for the next fight, and then suicides again. Retrospect, probably a mistake, but I feel like if I'm going to die to this node, it's not really going to be because of having suicides or not. I did throw on the power boost because I knew one special 2 is not going to kill her with no charges and um, with no suicides. So I don't know what oh yeah, I wanted to put on a combat regen. So this is the Aegis heavy node. I boosted big, mainly because of these first 2 fights. So the plan is to get myself cornered, and then heavy, then get a parry off to get rid of low, and then heavy again. So I'm just turtling up. Once she throws a heavy, I throw a heavy. And then I need to land a parry. So she's only at a bar of power. Her SP1 you also can actually heavy counter. So right here, I thought I was pretty much in good shape. Got rid of the... and then I just wanted to do one hit. And then here, I thought I dashed back, and apparently I didn't. I don't know what happened there. This was just god-awful. She crit on every hit, which is crazy. And then the fun started. She would not throw the SP2. At this point, I thought, this is a loss. There's no chance in hell I'm going to win this fight. But I kind of buckled down and still wanted to at least kind of give it my best shot, even if it was pretty clear that it wasn't going to happen. You can't retaliate her after a parry. So here she finally throws it. I throw the SP2, her power shoots up again, but I am able to land a parry. I don't want to throw another special until she's at basically no power. So right there, she has exactly 1 bar. So once she throws it, then I throw my SP2 again. Then she threw the SP2, and I got 1 more special, and she was dead. So rough fight. I was pretty proud of how I was able to get out of it. I did not think I was going to win that fight. So that was pretty cool, actually. One of my better fights that I've ever had in Alliance War. So the next fight is the Aegis Intercept Nova. Last time I fought him, I got off all 3 intercept charges in the first 12 seconds, which was great. Did not happen this time. So my strategy is parry. So I'm trying to time it, but he's not dashing in when I think he's going to dash in. So right there I got one. There I missed. There I got one. Missed. Got hit by the special, which is kind of lame. Usually I try to block them. That one I didn't. So I'm just trying to get the 3rd charge off, and then once you do that, pretty much the fight's good. So I'm trying to do just those light hits. They're safer than the mediums, although I did do a few mediums this fight, which I probably shouldn't have done. So there, get the 3rd charge off. Once you can get the SP3, you're pretty much in good shape. Because you're always going to nullify his fury, he's never going to have unblockable specials or anything. So even if you're like me and not amazing at evading them, you just block it. It's not going to do any damage really with the armors. Got a nice intercept there. That was just kind of to show off. Then he gets the backup recovery. So that's kind of something that's easy to forget on this node, but he does have it. So here I threw the SP2 because it was going to power steal, and then I wanted that slick SP2 intercept to finish the fight. So that went really well overall. Pretty happy with those first 2 fights, although the first fight, of course, was very, very shaky. Then we kind of got stuck on that Korg. we tried to ghost it, and it did not work. So we ended up having to wait for TJ. TJ came and saved the day, as he is wont to do. So then we scouted this. This was a Havoc. So whenever there's a Havoc, I take it with Corvus. My boosts had fallen off. So you can see there's only 19 minutes left on this one. So this was about 40 minutes, or almost 40 minutes after I had started the path. So I threw on the two little ones. I know I'm going to take damage from his plasma. There's nothing you can do about that if you're going to use Corvus. But he's not going to die unless you mess up. So one heavy, but you kind of want to wait a little bit to start the heavy. Otherwise, you can mistime it. His heavy is a little weird at the time, depending on exactly how far you are. So get the charges off. I do prefer to have him throw the SP2, of course. Got a nice intercept there. He threw the SP1. Kind of sucked, but not too big a deal. Once you get to the SP2, the fight's over. So bait one more heavy, SP2, and we're done. Pretty simple, straightforward fight. You could do it with 0 charges on Corvus to build a charge, but it'd be a little annoying. So then here, this Taskmaster has 14,000 health. This is on node 23, so I go in and steal this fight. I learned that from my alliance leader, the B-Manny. He kind of showed me the way on how to pad your power rating stats by stealing fights that are almost over, so thank you to him. So then that was the end of section 1. So section 2, got this Man-Thing. I wanted to heal Corvus before I started the Man-Thing fight, of course, before I boosted. So I threw one of each potion into him. And then here we go. So let me keep track of the potions I've used so far. So yeah, I've taken a bunch of Man-Thing bosses, or not a bunch, but a few Man-Thing bosses. So not too big a deal. I know how to fight him and everything. This alliance probably is not placing with 5 out of 5 MD the way like Kenobi is. I can't remember what boost I used. What am I wasting so much time for? Okay, I used a 10% boost. I was just doing these 2 fights before poker night, so didn't want to throw away any of the big boosts. So just trying to stay close to him in this fight. Usually I prefer not to hit until I have a bunch of charges, but because I'm healing when I'm actually attacking, it is better to attack. So his SP2, of course, is better, but sometimes if he doesn't throw it, you can kind of get stuck. I've had interactions with him on the boss node where he just will not throw it no matter how much time expires. I was trying to block hit him. I actually landed a hit on accident. But there you go, he squirted. And so once you get one squirt out of him on a non-boss node, you're pretty much good to go. Blocked it, just easier to retaliate. Red Hulk, kind of a long dash back, so they also don't really do any damage. Plus, this is the only fight I need him for. And this SP3 is actually going to finish him. So pretty straightforward fight. No real danger. But you do need a good counter. You can't just fight him with anybody. So it's decent placement because you're kind of forcing the other team, the other alliance, to bring a counter specifically for him. He probably could be quaked, but you can't quake Omega, so you're forced to use 2 different champs. So of course the logic with Omega is on close encounters, you need to stay close to him because that's what's going to heal you, but of course then you're going to get the spores on you, which is going to degen you, but very just straightforward fight. You can see I only have 1 charge, so the mediums aren't even doing 10k, but it's okay. You can still kind of get through the fight even with an underpowered Corvus. I was delaying because I think I was trying to heal a little bit. So again, really simple. Nothing there. He's not a good defender. I did not get that Hyperion. I want to let's go back to that quick. So this Hyperion right here. Hold on. Right there. This Hyperion was given to Enzo instead of me, and I will not forget that. because I have Sim Supreme and Corvus, both of whom are amazing Hyperion counters, but I did not get that fight. So then at this point, we are on the boss island. We were getting killed at this point. We were down a lot, even though they had only cleared a little bit when we were finishing up. So I was told to, and was going to anyway, but boost really big for these fights. My only decision was whether to use the Power Start 1 starting with Darkhawk. I probably should have. There's no real reason not to. I can definitely get through all 3 fights, on a Power Start 1 boost. But I just I didn't want to do it just in case. So I am max boosting pretty much because I'm going to go through Punisher 2099, who's control, and Terrax on the 200% power gain, who's control. This fight I've taken a bunch. He has, I believe, never thrown a special against me on this node. And I actually even told Taters that. So, of course, as this game is wont to do, whenever you are overconfident and talk smack, it punishes you. So we are going to get into a nice little special 1 loop, which will be pretty fun. But the strategy is just parry 2 hits, parry 2 hits. He's at 75% after 2 hits. So he threw the special. And because of kinetic transference, I was trying to get out of the way of the last beam at least. I kept getting stuck. Had he thrown this SP2, that would have really sucked. But once he threw a heavy, that fight was over. So by far the longest Darkhawk fight I've ever had with my Corvus. Very annoying, but got through it. No big deal. So these last 2 fights, these are the full Corvus cheese fights. The plan, and the reason I put on the big power boosts, the 200% will always give you an SP3 if you have a charge. So my plan was SP2, SP3. That was the plan. Both of these fights, I'm going to use a Power Start 1. I'm going to go in because he's control. You actually probably could get away without doing this. You definitely can with the way control works now. But I just wanted to make it easier on myself and kind of a little less risky. So I started the fight by getting hit and then just beta heavy. Once he throws the heavy, hit him a couple times. Throw the SP2. It actually didn't kill him, which is pretty crazy. But then the SP3 does. So simple fight. I am sacrificing health, of course, by getting hit on purpose, which is going to cause me to have to use a potion for this Terrax fight. But, it's worth it, to be honest. I'd rather make the fight easier than risk death, especially when we were losing. In this case, we were actually down. I think we were down like 10 at this point. My battle group in particular had a really poor war, which happens. So this fight, the strategy for me was back up, try to get out of his rock shield, or rock field, sorry. And then just let him hit me. So it expired, take some hits. He's a huge noodle, although that hit did like 5,000. Then he threw a special 1. I didn't really know if that mattered or not. So threw my SP2, and then, I thought I threw the SP3 right away, but I didn't because he actually didn't have 3 bars of power. And I wasn't sure if the SP3 would kill him actually, but get him down a little bit more, and he's dead. So good war for me. We did end up winning pretty comfortably. But again, when I was doing these last few fights, we were down a lot, which is why I was so boosted. So let me get the stat sheet. All right, so through 5 wars, 37 wins, 0 losses, 100% solo rate still, 45 points of true difficulty rating. In my case, specifically because I have 0 deaths, you can actually get my power rating by simply adding these 2 numbers. The TDR plus the solo rate bonus. because the total difficulty rating does give you credit for deaths. So if I had some deaths, this wouldn't necessarily just be added together. But the way it works right now, you can just add them together. My TDR per fight is still 1.22. I am still number 1, both in my battle group and in the alliance, which is pretty cool. And one more kind of cool thing. So the last war, I got a gold card for being the top performer. And this war, I got another one. So I have 2 in a row of gold cards. This war actually had a 12.74 PR, which is pretty good. So yeah, really cool. I like the gold cards. They're definitely more fun when I am getting them, of course. But yeah, that should do it for this video. Again, this one was a little long. Sorry about that. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.